erected around the perimeter fence, blaring at high decibels threats and propaganda 24 hours a day. We've had the ban on adequate supplies of medicines and of access to proper medical facilities for people wounded during the massacre on the 8th of April, and for the seriously ill, some of whom have died as a direct result. We've had no gasoline allowed entry to the camp since February this year, and then this week we have had the ban on kerosene entering the camp as we move towards the cold weather, and kerosene is the essential fuel for heating in the camp. So there is an intensive siege continuing, but every time there's any contact at diplomatic level, they're told we are dealing in a humanitarian way under international law with all the people in Ashraf, which is a downright lie, and it is an absolute disgrace that we sit back and allow Iraq to get away with that, and as Tuna said, not only allow Iran to interfere in this matter, but even send a delegation over to talk to the mullahs in Tehran. It's tantamount to having sent a delegation to Berlin to visit Hitler in 1939. It's absolutely scandalous and a disgrace in this House. Any questions? Up the back.
Ray Colgan from RTE Irish TV. You said earlier that you felt we were sleepwalking towards another Srebrenica. Now, that's apparent to you. It's equally apparent to Catherine Ashton and the Americans. Why then is it not a priority for them?
I think there's several reasons for this. Partly, the Americans want to walk away from the disaster that has been left in Baghdad. I was there myself in April, just after the massacre. The country has 6 hours electricity a day, limited access to fresh water. The economy is pretty well broken. It's listed internationally as the second most corrupt country in the world after Somalia. And the Americans are trying to tell everybody that it is a shining example of democracy, that the Arab Spring rose up in sympathy, trying to mirror what has happened in Iraq. Well, God help all the other countries in the Middle East if they try and mirror what has happened in Iraq. It is a basket case. The only part of Iraq that has a 10% growth in the economy is Kurdistan, where they have sealed the border effectively with 130,000 Peshmerga to stop the incursion of any bombers or terrorists. So the rest of Iraq is an absolute basket case. Security is non-existent. And, you know, many people, even in the Iraqi parliament, said to me it was better under Saddam. At least we had no freedom, but we had security, we had jobs, we had electricity, and we had clean water. Unemployment now is at massive levels. So the Americans would like to walk away from all this, and they have announced they will do so at the end of this year, pretending that they have left behind a new functioning democracy and a great example to the rest of the world. It is rubbish, and it's something that we should expose.
But allow me to add that we have also seen some positive signs. I mean, it is a very positive sign that Baroness Ashton has appointed a special envoy for the area, and that is positive. But we have to say, with the threat confronting us, we have to do even more. That's the problem, and therefore we also in this statement called for more urgent action from all the authorities, including Baroness Ashton.
Yeah, I would endorse that. Jan de Ruyt's appointment is absolutely essential, and a very good indication of how seriously the High Commissioner for Foreign Affairs takes this, the High Representative, takes the Ashraf issue. Also the involvement of the High Commissioner for Refugees, Antonio Guterres, is an absolute key element to all of this. But, you know, the minute we tried to resolve the crisis, we then get the obstacles put in our place by the Iraqi government. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you all very much for your attendance, and I hope that this can expose what is happening in Iraq and that we can see some rapid action at international level, both in New York and in Brussels. Thank you.